How's everyone doing tonight? Great. My name is Justin Ransburg, and I'm the gallery coordinator here at Gallery 1 at Jackson State. And a brief, I guess, to give you a brief understanding of what's going on in the space around you. To your left, we have on display works by Elizabeth Catlett, and the title of our exhibit is A Tribute for My People. And a little history of her: she was a sculptor and a printmaker, and a lot of her works were politically based, and that got her recognition by people that didn't want more people to be exposed to art that was positive and was uplifting to people. So she was persecuted for some of her works. She moved to Mexico for a while and renounced her American citizenship and came back later on in 2002. To your right, we have quotes on loan from the school's library. And that's a little bit of the history of what's going on right now. And we've been here for 2 years.
What are some of the other exhibits that we may look forward to in the future?
Great question. We have an exhibit coming up next Thursday called A Thief at the Crossroads, and it's works by John Jennings. He's a JSU alumni, and he's also a professor at the University of Buffalo, New York. Any other questions? No?
Thank you, Justin.
All right, welcome. I'm Dr. Rico Chapman. I'm the academic director for COCO at Hammer. And this is our 30th annual Fannle Hammer Symposium. This is the reception. We have mass drama coming to you in a few short seconds. But Hammer at COCO, we're located right down the street. We have permanent exhibits as well as temporary rotating exhibits. We have programs just about every week or two. Right? Keith is the interim director of Hammer at COCO. Precious is one of our graduate assistants along with Brandon. What else, Keith? I think that's about it. But we partner with Gallery 1. We partner with Margaret Walker Center to bring you programs such as this. And this year we celebrate a number of civil rights iconic disturbances, not only disturbances, but assassinations. Medgar Evers was assassinated this year. Kennedy was assassinated this year. 4 little girls in Birmingham were assassinated this year. So 1963, the mid-60s is just pivotal for American history, African history, because once we have Africans in America, I mean, that's African history as well, right? So we call it Africana studies. So this whole mid-60s era is pivotal in terms of Jackson State as well. We like to consider Jackson State one of the beacons in the civil rights movement in terms of the students. Even though you don't read about their history, Jackson State students played a major role in Jackson's civil rights history. So we have the COCO Center, which commemorates that history weekly, annually. That's just what we do every day. So please come visit the COCO Center. It's right down the street. I think that's about it. Keith, would you like to say a few words?
I can say just a little bit. First of all,
introduce Matt.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We would like to thank everyone again for coming out this night. Like he said, Jackson State has played a real pivotal role in the history of this, in civil rights and in this particular area. And tomorrow, those of you who will be joining us, we hope that each of you can come and bring somebody with you on tomorrow. We're going to start off with a keynote address from Mr. Albert Sykes, a young activist from right here in the city of Jackson. And one of his major things is that he grew up on the street where Medgar Evers was. And so that was pivotal for him. And I'm sure that he's going to tell you that story and how he grew up in that particular neighborhood and how it actually influenced him and impacted his life. That's going to be at 10 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, we are going to talk about, or we're going to be presented with people that were actually involved in the 63 Jackson's Children's March. Along with that particular panel, we're going to have Ms. Frankie Adams Johnson, which she actually was a member or a participant in that particular march. We have Reverend Alfonso Lewis, who was a participant in the 1963 Jackson's Children's March. They will all be on the panels over here in liberal arts, and so we really want you to come and hear their stories as they talk about why they got involved in the movement. They're going to talk about some of the things in which caused them or propelled them to get involved in such things at such a young age. And so after we leave that first generation, then we're going to go down to the second generation of young people, that's going to be at 2 o'clock. At 2:30. Yeah, it is in the program too. But at 2:30, we're going to be presented with some young leaders right now here today, some young activists that are still carrying on some work, and some people that are still engaging in the political process, people that are still involved in grassroots organizing and getting young people engaged. And speaking of one, pick on one of our panelists here, Mr. Jed. Mr. Jed Oppenheim, he's going to be one of the panelists on tomorrow. Ms. Natalie Collier is going to join us from the Children's Defense Fund, and Mr. Chuck Patterson is going to join us as well. And so we want you all to come back and hear and see what these young people have done and what young people are still doing today to play a part in such a rich history that we're involved in right now. I mean, when we look at what's going on even right here with the government, there are some things that we can do. And tomorrow I think that we will be given some resources that's going to be able to fire us up and to get us engaged so that we can be more actively engaged in the political process. Because there are some things we are really just sitting down for, and that I believe that we can stand up for and actually be active citizens as young people. And I know, and as I look around, as I think about so many heroes and sheroes that have come on the scene well before I did. They have come through the ranks, they have done so many great things. And when I look at us as young people, so many of us are not really seeing things of what's going on. We are looking, but we're not really seeing the issues. And I think that it's important for us to really realize some of the issues. And that's one thing that we do at Hamer and Kofo, is that we try to get people to see the importance of the process, the political process, the democratic process, citizenship. We try to get people to understand some of these things through the eyes of the civil rights movement. And so that's sort of what we do at Hamer and Kofo. So as you look on the back of your calendar, on the back of this program, you'll see a list of events that's going on throughout this year. This is just some of our programs. We have programs that are steadily being added in daily. And so, but we want to encourage each of you to come out and be a part of us, support us. When you see our name come across your email, if you see it, just don't discard it, just don't throw it in the trash bin. If you have a question about something, just email me back. What is this about? Just share some stuff with us. I'm looking now at our interim chair of political science, and political science has been an integral part here at Jackson State University, especially with this Hamer Symposium. I know you all are going to probably hear from him, and I'm going to put him on the spot for just a second. I think we have a little time because, we're supposed to be in here from 6 to 7:30, but I don't think we're going to be here that long, so I'm just trying to use up just a little time. But before we bring up Matt Drama, if Dr. Ricky Hill doesn't mind, just to give us a little bit about the relationship of political science and the Hamer Symposium and how they've been working together, because he's been a part of this well before I even came on the scene. But if he can just share that sort of that relationship that political science has along with the symposium, I think that will really tie you in. And then after he comes, we're going to introduce Mad Drama. They're going to perform for you, and then we'll just mingle and get to know each other, and hopefully we'll see you all on tomorrow. So with that said, Dr. Ricky Hill.
It's very good to be here. I would like to come over to the gallery. Every time they have one, I would like to be here. I'm impressed with what Jackson State is doing. In fact, Jackson State has 3 galleries. I I want to say, first of all, I'm an art person, so I have to say this. Jackson has 3 galleries, which I think is great. They have a public gallery, which is really great. So I'm very pleased and happy to be in this space. Obviously, one of the reasons why the relationship between Hamer Institute and the Political Science Department has been so long-standing is that the person who founded the Hamer Institute also was the founding chair of the Political Science Department, Dr. Leslie McElmore. Everybody knows Leslie McElmore. If you breathe through Jackson at any point over the last almost 40 years, then you know Leslie McElmore. And I've known Leslie for many years, long before coming to Jackson State. This is really my second stint into Mississippi. I was first here in Jackson at Tudor College back in the early 80s, and Leslie and I worked together then. And I came back here as a graduate dean at Mississippi Valley State, and got back in touch and coming to the Hamer Symposium, either as a presenter or a panelist. I see myself as a sort of interloper over these years. I'm now chairing the department over there, and we are happy once again as a department to be a part of this. I can stand here all night and tell you about Fannle Hamer. Fannle Hamer is more than just an icon. Anywhere you go in this world, at least everywhere I've been in this world, and have talked about politics and the civil rights movement and so forth, Fannle Hamer's name invariably comes up. And we are so fortunate, I think, at Jackson State to have these centers and these institutes that honors not only individuals, but also this movement, this history. And so when we talk about COFO, of course, we are talking about an umbrella organization that brought together all of those civil rights organizations and groups. I think all of this is so relevant now in the 21st century because history is rushing, the future is rushing to the past. And I can rattle off all the factors that in fact point to that. Voter ID laws, new immigration laws, try to regulate Latinos and so forth and so on. Then all the other things that we know still go on in this state call us to try to understand this history and use this history to make a difference in terms of where we are now and where it is that we want to go. Finally, I think it is so important that we find every occasion to tell the truth to these young folks. All of the truth, not just part of it, but all of the truth. And one of those truths is that the father that made the civil rights movement possible and the father that brought on the changes in the civil rights movement were children. And we have to say that. We have to say that. All these people we talk about as icons were young people, were very young people. And so that is indeed an obligation that all of us have to discover our mission, fulfill it, or betray it. And we're going to talk about one aspect of that, and that is how these children stood forth to help bring about this change. And they will indeed instruct us as to what we are to do today. So that's part of the truth. We have to tell our children the truth if we are going to go forward. We have to provide them with historical memory if we are going to go forward. So let me welcome everyone here. I'm looking forward to this. Thank you very much.
There are no strangers to us in this community. There are no strangers to this area, really, the state. I think they've been all over the country performing. I mean, they have performed in the front of many high-volume people. I mean, even here at Jackson State, they have performed and presented introductions and presentations that bring to life historic events. And speaking specifically from Hamer and COFO, they've done several programs with us where, you know, they will, even if you don't have a name, or if you don't think that you are as important in this community as everyone else thinks about you, when they get finished with introducing you, you'll feel like you have a say, you know, and they'll make your life come to life for you. And that's one thing that I can say about Matt Farmer. But at this time, I'll let Dr. Mark Henderson come. He's going to present you with his performance, Truth.
Thank you, Chief. We are glad to be here. We are Mad Drummer Performance Truth. And Mad Drummer is spelled M-A-D-D-R-A-M-A, which means making a difference doing respectable and meaningful art. When I started Mad Drama, I wanted more than just a drama club. I wanted students to be able to capture all aspects of what's going on in society. And when we get opportunities to do shows like this, it's a learning experience. We have a motto that every time we get up to perform, we have to do more than entertain. We have to also inspire. If we're doing a performance that doesn't entertain and inspire, we're nothing but a comedy show. And there's enough comedy out there. So when Keith asked us to do this, this was in line with what we wanted to do. It's a tribute to Fannle Hamer. About some years ago, I did a show that was a tribute to the Civil Rights Movement, the 40th anniversary, and this is some of the information from that show. However, if some of you are familiar with Billie Jean Young, who tours This Little Light, one woman show of Fannle Hamer, much of the information, much of the performance is taken from that, from her book, based on Fannle Hamer. So we hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Every once in a now and then, someone moves in such a way that makes us jerk up and take notice. Let me tell you about a woman who made some decisions because of some of the chances that she took. Now, her name was Fannle Hamer, but she was referred to by Jane Cortez as the big fine woman from Ruleville. Now, there was once a time where Mrs. Hamer was at one of those women's conventions that were so popular back in the day. She had been asked to be the speaker. Well, the woman before Mrs. Hamer really let the hammer down. And all the women had started talking out loud about how low down some men could be. So the woman kept going on and on about how terrible all the men were. Mrs. Hamer was the next speaker. I don't know about y'all's man, but my man is a tall man, and we both know how to stand up.
And she was through with that. Miss Hamer had a way of getting right to the point of things. Now, Miss Hamer was talking about her husband, Harry Hamer. People called him Pap. Good man. Miss Hamer was a good woman. Miss Hamer and Pap were good for each other. Miss Hamer and Pap would come in from the field sometime, and when they was through with supper and everything, they would just sit out on the porch and just talk, trying to cool off before they went to bed.
Come on, give me some sugar before you go to bed. That's it. Now, give Pap some sugar too. Now, say your prayers. God don't know if you don't say your prayers. Get on to bed. Good night. Good night. Now, you know school done started back up. It's a pity and a shame. Ain't nothing at that ragged school but them walls, them teachers, and them children. You know, I heard Negroes able to vote in other places. That we just got a right to vote.
Like to vote for the pastor down at the church?
No, like in the election. You know, like they have down in Sunflower County. Voting for the school board and sheriff and things. You hear them talking about it all the time, about who winning and who losing, but you never hear them say nothing about colored folks voting. Now, if Negroes is able to vote there, we ought to be able to vote here. What you think?
Now, Fanny, don't you go down to the door and get involved with folks that vote and stuff.
Pat.
No, not Fanny.
Pat, I already decided I want to go down there. Tend to know and put my name on the list to register to vote.
Not Fanny. You know we gotta eat and sleep around here. You can't
But-
be running down there.
Well, yeah, I know we gotta eat and sleep, but that's all we've been doing is eating and sleeping. We ain't got nothing but ourselves, these children, and a new debt every year. It's more to life than sharecropping. It's 1962, pal. I'm 45 years old. Well, I already decided I'm going next Friday to put my name on the list. Don't you think we ought to go, pal?
No, we can't go down here.
Pat, nothing failed but a try. We ain't got nothing to lose. Pat, go down and put my name on the list to register to vote.
Really, you gotta go? You gotta go?
Pap, what kind of answer is that? If I gotta go, I gotta go. Now, I would have a fit if I woke up one morning and didn't find you in the bed. But Pap, I gotta go.
Okay.
That's what he meant. If I gotta go, I gotta go. Pap, a mess. Know what he said about me going down there to register?
You're picking it the right time to get your honey now. You go down there to the vote. Yes.
Pap, a mess. Good morning. My name is Fannle, and I'm here to register to vote. No, that's not what I need to do. Something else. Good morning. My name is Fannle, and I'm here to register to vote. Ain't no better either. Probably be more like this. Good morning, sir. My name is Fannle, and I'm here to register to vote, sir. Probably be more like that.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom's land. Ain't gonna let segregation turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let segregation turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom's land.
Well, Pat, I was picking in the right cotton field to get my honey. Oh, baby, I picked a whole bale. Oh,
You can't move it.
it's okay, I want to sit up now. I want to talk to you, Pat. Tell you how I feel.
I know. It hurts.
No. These just old fleshy wounds. I want to tell you about what happened inside. Being in jail. Getting beat up. Listening to them children crying and screaming. I wasn't scared. Now that's not to say I wasn't scared when it was happening. We all were scared. I was so scared for them children. Scared one of them might be killed. It'd have been on my conscience that I led them to their death. But God is good. He let us all live. They tried to kill us, Pat. When they come at me, they had this big colored man, a prisoner. And he beat me while they watched, just drinking. And they gave him whiskey and he beat me till my skin was hard. All the while they calling me a communist or something, asking me questions about other people, making out like I done something to somebody. One night they tried to fool us out the jail. They were going to shoot us down and say we tried to escape. They beat us till we couldn't have no more fun with them. But all of a sudden, I wasn't scared no more. I told them, you just gonna have to kill me in my cell. 'cause I ain't going nowhere. I didn't care if they beat me or not. I wasn't scared.
I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside. Oh Lord, down by the riverside. Oh Lord, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside to study war no more.
Because you were a free woman, born of a free woman, who was born of a free woman, back as far as time begins, we celebrate your freedom.
Because you were a wise woman, born of a wise woman who was born of a wise woman, we celebrate your wisdom.
Because you were a strong woman, born of a strong woman, who was born of a strong woman, we celebrate your strength. Because you were a spiritual woman, born of a spiritual woman, who was born of a spiritual woman, we celebrate your spirit.
Fannie Lou Hayward, we are gathered here
To speak your name.
We are here because we are your daughters, as surely as if you conceived us, nurtured us, carried us in your womb, and then sent us out into the world to make our mark, and see what we see, and be what we be, but better, truer, deeper, and all because of the shining examples in your own incandescent lives.
We are here to speak your name because you taught us that the search is always for the truth. And when people show us who they are, we should believe them.
We are here to speak your name because of the way you made for us, because of the prayers you prayed for us.
We are the ones you conjured up, hoping we would have strength enough,
And discipline enough, and talent enough, and nerve enough to step into the light when it turned in our direction, and just smile a while. Fannie Lou Hamer, I speak your name.
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 Fannie Lou Hamer, I speak your name. Fannie Lou Hamer, I speak your name. Thank you for sitting and standing and marching and rising above it all.
I celebrate your majesty. How you changed the world around you with such fierce determination, effortless style, and unshakable grace. And you made it look so easy.
Yes, thank you for the dues you paid and for the prayers you prayed. Thank you for showing us how to fly.
How to fly.
How to fly. How to fly. By flying. We thank you for these wings.
I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside. Oh Lord, down by the riverside. Oh Lord, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside. Study war no more. Oh, I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside. Study war no more.
Good evening, I am Dante Wright, a sophomore music education major from Houston, Texas.
Good evening, I am Jonathan Brown, a senior speech communication major from Detroit, Michigan.
Michigan.
Good evening, everyone. I am Jared Henderson, a senior speech communication and sociology major from San Antonio, Texas.
Good evening, everyone. I am Joyce Winston, a second semester sophomore biology major from Detroit, Michigan.
Hello all, I am Sydney Gilliland, a junior marketing major from Austin, Texas.
Hello everyone, I am Kiara Williams, a junior biology pre-med major, art minor from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hello, I am Ebony S. Swilly, a junior business finance major from Madison, Mississippi.
Hello, I am Kamaria Malone, a junior biology major from Memphis, Tennessee.
Good evening, I am Monique Harris, a sophomore elementary education major from Memphis, Tennessee.
Good evening, I am Shakia Ewings, a senior chemistry major from Clarkston, Mississippi.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aisha Kendrick. I'm a graduate of Jackson State University with a degree in sociology from Gulfport, Mississippi.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Barry Naylor. I am a senior political science legal studies major from Shaw, Mississippi.
I don't know why, I just realized we have any theater majors up here. Also, I would just like to introduce one of our newest professors who's a graduate of Jackson State, but just completed his MFA in playwriting at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, and now he's back teaching with us playwright, and he also directed this. He's a former president of Mad Drama, Mr. Prince Dury.